Hello, Louisville, Kentucky. My name is DeVone Holt, and I'm here at Blak Koffee in West Louisville as we are making our push to the May 19th elections here in Louisville, Kentucky. There are a lot of people on the ballot, and there are a lot of races underway in this community that I believe we need to be much more enlightened about. And so today, I have the great fortune to sit down with a candidate who's running for county clerk, and her name is Roz Welch, and she is a force to be reckoned with, doing great work to raise the awareness of what's happening in that office and why it's so critical, and we're going to talk to her about that. But Roz, say hello and introduce yourself to the people today.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me today. I'm Roz Welch, and I am your candidate for Jefferson County Clerk. Election is May 19th with early voting on that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday prior. So we're a little less than 2 weeks away from early voting getting started, so super excited.
So it's coming fast, and Roz, I think as people get closer to May 19th and they're trying to understand beyond the mayoral race, beyond the metro council races, beyond the state representative races that most of us are familiar with. Those are elections that we hear frequently, people we often engage with frequently, but county clerk is one that I don't know that many people truly understand what that is, what that means. But they know they'll see it on their ballot. Help people understand what a county clerk is and what a county clerk does.
Of course. So the Jefferson County Clerk, and every county clerk, there's one for every county in Kentucky, is in charge of here vehicle registrations. So annually, you visit your county clerk's office, or you renew online for any vehicles, motor vehicles that you have, boats, motorcycles, etc. All that comes through the county clerk's office. We're also the issuer of marriage licenses. So if you don't remember, we had a county clerk here in Kentucky who decided to take it upon herself to refuse to issue marriage licenses to certain couples, which went all the way up to the Supreme Court within that piece. And then your county clerk is your keeper of records. So they manage all of your records. So where your will and testament is filed is through the county clerk's office. Your deed is in the county clerk's office. Your land survey for how big your property is in the county clerk's office. All those things are filed in the county clerk's office. And then lastly, but of course not least, is that the county clerk is the chair of the Board of Elections, which means that our team manages how elections are processed and how they run in this county. So they pick the locations for early vote locations. They pick the locations for your local precinct elections. They manage that entire process from start to finish.
So obviously important work and necessary work. But when I think about what we are tasking the county clerk to do, I guess the first question I ask is, why is this an elected role? It would seem in some cases that there would be someone who's appointed to do that work. But in Kentucky, that's not the case. There's someone who's elected. And so help us understand why electing the right person for that role matters here in Jefferson County specifically.
Definitely. So electing the right person is key because they manage all those things. They can make your life easier or harder, one of the two, right? So whether it is the fact that we need to make sure that our systems are updated, because they hadn't been updated for quite some time, and we've gotten ransomware attacks. We've shut down the entire county clerk's office because they have literally had ransomware attacks from Russia and other foreign agencies where our information was sold on the dark web. Unbeknownst to the county clerk's office until it literally came out, and they were ready to sell the information that we knew that there was a leak here. So that part is crucial here. But the other part to it is when you think about who's in charge of your elections, you want to have a voice in that, right? And you want to make sure that that person is not only standing up for voters' rights, but also making voting accessible, right? And that's more than just saying, hey, here's a polling location. It's about how do we even educate our voters to understand how to vote, not who to vote for, but how to cast their ballot, right? So whether that is that you can do it as a mail-in. So today is the last day that you can actually request an absentee ballot as Cinco de Mayo. So like those are the things that we think about, like how to make sure that everyone is educated about what is exactly happening. Not only that, but making sure that you actually get your ballot back by 6 p.m. on election day. In some states, that is a postmark by that day. Not here in Kentucky. It has to be in the hands of the county clerk by 6 p.m. So making sure that we're educating our populace about what's happening. So that's why it's super important. So you want to elect somebody who not only thinks about, did I do the work of the office, but are my constituents more involved and better equipped to do the work in the way that they can best do it?
Yeah, for most of my life, my adult life, Bobby Holtzclaw was the county clerk in Jefferson County for all the significant things of my life, wedding, purchase of a home and new cars. I had to experience Bobby Holtzclaw in some way, shape, or form as county clerk. And now she's unfortunately passed away. But even before then, you were preparing yourself to run for that seat. And now that you are in that position, help us understand what it is you plan to bring into that space when you're elected county clerk.
Love it. So, correct. Bobby Holtzclaw has been in that role for 27 years, and she passed away last September. I've been interested in running this race since 2020, since I worked the polls at the Kentucky Fried Exposition Center, and chaos ensued, where people were banging on the doors because you could not get in to the actual fairgrounds because of construction on election day, which held a lot of people out. And luckily, the judge was there and said, let's open the doors, let these people in, because they were here to vote, and they could not find the space. They could not get to the facility. So I've been preparing for this for, at this juncture, 6 years now, right? And so I've been true to this work. And I think that it's very important to understand that you want somebody who is a student of the office, right? Who's been working alongside. Like, I've been going to Board of Elections meetings for years. It's actually quite funny. Now there's a visitor section in the Board of Elections meeting. I don't know if you know this, but Board of Election meetings are open to the public. So anybody can come. They're usually like the third Tuesday of every month. It's on the county clerk's website. But I'm usually the only visitor. It's just me. It's so much so they're like, hey, Roz, welcome. Here's the agenda for the day, et cetera. And so making sure that that board, who's made up of the sheriff, the county clerk, and then a Democrat representative and a Republican representative, are really taking into account what citizens are asking for, right? Are they thinking about what makes it better for citizens? And sometimes they are. And sometimes it's like, Roz, we did all we could. And I'm like, well, what more can we do? Where's the real line in the sand to make sure that we can get the information out? And so to me, what I bring to the office is, one, being a student in the office. I also have worked for a major Fortune 100 company for years, literally building guest experience and guest interactions to improve your experience when you go in places. And so bringing that to our county clerk's office so that you don't just pull a number and sashay your way around, right? Because every citizen is more than a number to me. So how do we get those people to understand, every citizen understands when you come into the clerk's office, this is what you receive. So whether it's you're getting your marriage license, and it has now a new name on it, and it has Roz Welch on there this time with that signature, or whether it's you're registering to vote for the very first time, and how are you being cheered and applauded as you come into your polling place because it's your first time registering to vote and it's your first time casting your ballot, or maybe you just got your rights renewed and we're welcoming you back into the electorate, right? And we're like, welcome back. Welcome. It's your first time in 20 years. We're so excited that you're here to participate in democracy. And I think that's what we bring to this table, as well as, the technology piece of improving our technology, improving our website, making it easier, making it accessible, getting more languages so that people who, we have a lot of people in Louisville who English isn't their first language. We see that in JCPS, right? And so how do we then translate that to even our public offices? How do we make that accessible? Like, those people still need to be able to file marriage licenses, to get their deeds, et cetera. We need to make it easier for people to do the work that they need to be done here in Jefferson County. And that's what I bring to the table.
So, Roz, when I think about the county clerk's office, it's one of those offices where you need it when you need it. It's not part of your everyday life. It's not part of every interaction that you have in your government experience. But when it matters, it matters. And so when you talk about creating a customer experience, that resonates with me because I like to know when I come into a space that I'm not going to be burdened with the bureaucracies that often make up those experiences and become how we stereotype what those experiences are like. Talk to us real quickly about your thoughts about improving those experiences so that when people come into those spaces, they don't experience, for instance, the typical, what people think in their minds, and I know this is not yours, but what a DMV experience might look and feel like.
All right, so one, Right now, I have not been elected county clerk. I actually don't work for the county clerk's office. But every other day, I get a call like, hey, Roz, what do I need if I'm transferring my title? I'm trying to sell my car. What all do I need to bring? And what's interesting about that is the reason why they're calling to ask me is because it's nowhere on our website. You have to go into the office to see, okay, what do I need? And what we're seeing is that citizens are going in with what they think they need, get to office, they say, oh, you need something else. You need something else. You need another thing, right? You need another thing. And then you come back with that other thing. They go, oh, well, here's another thing. You're like, well, can you just give me a list of what I need so I can have a checklist? So bringing even that, like, should you be able to go to the website and say, what do I need to transfer a title? Put that in and go, okay, these are the following documents I need for that. Like, how do I get a lien removed from my car? Just recently, I went to renew my tags, and it said, I had a lien on my car. And I'm like, my car been paid off for 4 years. What do you mean I have a lien on my car? And then they look back, and I was like, oh, it's a computer issue. Like, let's just get it removed. The date on it is passed, et cetera. But making sure that people who use the office understand that part. Simultaneously, we are having an issue with voting right now where literally you had legislation on the table that would have required married women to bring their marriage licenses to polling places to prove their identity. Like, what? To register to vote, I need a marriage license that my name changed that's different from my birth certificate. So those types of things, like, that means you have to come to the county clerk's office if that would have passed, right? And literally in March, I was in D.C. talking to every single elected representative from Kentucky, all 6 of them Congress guys, both of our senators. Like, this is horrible. Even in Rand Paul's office, I know you're a co-sponsor, sir, but this is what it does to Kentuckians, right? This is how it affects your people. This is how it affects us. Everybody doesn't have a county clerk's office that has 8 locations, and I'm trying to make 9, right? I'm trying to give us another location. Other counties have 1. To imagine that level of burden with every person in this population and how they get to connect to there is crazy to me, right? I think it should be so accessible that many of the times, whether you have to go in the office or can you do it online, like how do we educate people to do more things online? Can I have a kiosk where you can just get it, you go up and it can be 11 o'clock at night and I'm gonna go ahead and get my tags renewed because that's when I'm available to do such. And I come out with my tags and I'm done with that. So making it accessible for us, because the reality is we're the servants of the people. And right now, it's like you're a servant to us. And we have to fix that. That's not how government works. It should work for you. Because let's be honest, you pay us to do it.
That's right. So Roz, May 19th is coming fast. That's election day, and many of us are going to go to the polls. And my question to you is, in between now and then, what can people do to support you? And then lastly, just help them understand why when they do show up on May 19th that they should vote.
RozWelch.com. You can give, you can share, you can spread the message. You can follow me on all the social media platforms, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. Listen, my TikTok account is popping. So if you're looking for a place to spot, come on over to TikTok. But it's Roz, ROZ4, the number 4 clerk, on all those platforms. Reach out, share. We got yard signs that are going up around the city. We've been running around putting those up. But you can also donate. Like, it's not too late to give. We're still sending text messages out to voters to remind them to come out to vote, to give them their ballot. So there's all these different ways in which you can join efforts in getting us to May 19th. The other part to it is even doing early vote. Make sure that you have a vote plan. Let's be honest. Like, there are a lot of great things on the ballot. I am a Democrat, and our race is just partisan. So only Democrats can vote for me, right? Not like Metro Council or Mayor, where also independents are involved, as well as Republicans. Only Democrats can vote for me. There are only 2 of us on the ballot, right? I'm the top one on the ballot. Pick the first name, Welch, just like the grape juice. That's me. And I would appreciate your support as we move to May 19th to claim this victory and to change your county clerk's office for the better.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Roz Welch. She's running for county clerk here in Jefferson County. We are here at Blak Koffee in West Louisville and would encourage you to come here to support this incredible institution that doesn't just serve great coffee, but is a hub for intellectual gatherings, thinkings, and just a great place to network with people who are making things happen in this community. I'm DeVone Holt, concerned citizen who wants to make sure that Louisville is on the pathway to greatness, and would encourage you to continue to show up to my platforms as we continue to have more important conversations just like this one with people who have visions and plans to make Louisville the absolute best it can be. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in.
Louisville, it is our chance to change the direction and to make it better. We deserve better. We get there together.
This is brought to you by the people to elect Shamika Parrish Wright.
Why is everybody why
Hey
is
y'all,
the
I'm
police
Attica
fighting
Scott,
against
former
us?
Kentucky State Representative, and you're joining me today on State Last Night.
We will continue to provide updates as we have more information.
Former Kentucky State Representative, and you're joining me today on State Live Streams.